Hey everyone, Stanpai here with my thoughts on Ubisoft's E3 2018 presentation. This year, Ubisoft didn't really do anything too risky in their presentation. A lot of what they did was all about showing you the different kinds of games from their different kinds of platforms that they've developed for. This includes titles like Mario Rabbids the Donkey Kong expansion, Assassin's Creed Odyssey, and more. Now, I'm not going to talk a whole lot about the games themselves because honestly, there are a few that were exciting to me. I thought Assassin's Creed, I love the setting, so I'm really looking forward to that. Skull and Bones, same deal. It's like, hey, Sea of Thieves, we're going to blow you out of the water, literally. And, you know, other different games like that. So I think that the breadth of what they showed was pretty good. The show opened up with Beyond Good and Evil 2, and it was like, finally, we get to see something more than just a little teaser. We still only got a teaser, but we got to find out that fans can submit stuff. So I think that's cool. That having hit record with Joseph Gordon-Levitt, that's also significant for that brand and for Ubisoft. But when are we ever going to see proper gameplay for this thing? Like, I don't know. I'm kind of just indifferent to it. I've never played the original, so that's fine. Moving on past all of that, what I really want to talk about Ubisoft were the technical aspects of their performance, because honestly, the biggest weakness of Ubisoft was that I feel their show's flow was very bad. While they were talking about cool stuff, a lot of the time they would show a trailer, like a teaser to get you excited, then they'd have someone come and talk on stage about it, and then they'd show you another trailer or gameplay. Balance it out there. Don't do three different things, because by the time the third thing happened, I was already bored and zoning out. I didn't care anymore, and that's something that you can't have during your press conference. You can't have, it's not dead air, but for me it was just like, all right, well, I'll be back when you're on to your next thing. So that's whatever it is. You know, you can't do anything about it. For Honor, that's great. I'm really glad that For Honor still exists and that they're still supporting it, because even though it was such a great game, and my roommate loved it, I myself didn't get to play it, but that doesn't really matter. The biggest issue that game suffered from was a weak player base. People weren't really playing it enough, and seeing the addition of the Chinese style of warriors, I thought that was great. You know, War of the Three Kingdoms, you know, the Romance of the Three Kingdoms is an awesome tale. So seeing elements of that era of Chinese combat is always cool. So that's something I'm excited about, even though I still probably won't play it. I think of all the things that they showed, the one thing I may pick up would be Assassin's Creed Odyssey, just because I really love the locale. Trials, all these different things had a lot of spirit. You know, Just Dance is still coming to the Wii. That's also pretty unusual that the Wii still exists, but hey, if the game can work on it, then what do you need to change systems for, right? So yeah, and that was like a traditional Ubisoft fanfare. Really, they didn't do anything too unusual, but I mentioned that already. The flow of the presentation was kind of not so great. The other thing that stuck out to me was that they had numerous microphone issues. When you've been broadcasting this for so many years, how can you make these mistakes? We're talking about people going off stage and their mics not being turned off, people going on stage and their mics aren't on yet. And it's like, what are you doing? You know, who is running your technical side of this production here? Who are your backstage crew? What are you doing? So that was Ubisoft's biggest weakness, in my opinion, was just that they had so many technical hiccups on top of then having certain segments drag on for way too long. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. I don't have a whole lot more to say other than Starlink became relevant the second they introduced Star Fox. There was already the cool element of the building your stuff and having the physical game that goes with it, like with your ship. You have toy and the game, neato. Not something I cared about, but hey, having Star Fox as a part of it for the Nintendo Switch version is really cool, and it's a reason people care about it. So that's all I've got for Ubisoft. My rating for them, I'd say that because of the technical issues and because of the things that they just failed to really hammer out in an efficient way, I'm going to give them a B- at best, C+ for the issues. I mean, the games themselves were good, so maybe I'll give them just the B- and leave it there. No less than a B-, even though they really should have had their tech down. You know, as far as a presentation goes, you shouldn't have those kind of issues, but you know, my grading system's nonsensical. Did I enjoy it? I enjoyed most of it. I was kind of disinterested for a lot of parts, though. Either way, that's all I've got to say about Ubisoft. Thanks for checking out this video. Let me know what you thought of their press conference, what you think of the games that they're showing off this year. There's plenty. There's a lot of diversity among their games. It's just, you know, hey, Grant Kirkhope, and yeah, that's great. That was cool. Let me know what you thought. Go ahead and leave that in the comments below. Be sure to hit like and subscribe if you haven't done so already, and of course, be sure to check out my other E3 recap videos here on my channel. Without further ado, I'm Stanpai, and I'll see you next time.